Pancha Sutras for Perfect Health by Dr. Acharya Muralidhar. Blending ancient wisdom and modern nutrigenomics. A unique nutrition and healthy lifestyle program for disease prevention and reversal. Book highlights. Pancha Sutras in this book are designed to activate the body's natural ability and immunity to heal itself so that we can achieve perfect health. Pancha Sutras promote both physical and mental health. Every day we make about 20,000 crores of new cells in our body. In 1 year's time, about 90% of all body cells get replaced. If we eat and live according to these natural principles, we can prevent and reverse most health ailments and get a new lease on our body. The diet health program include principles and practices of blue zone people who are living now beyond 100 years of age with full health and fitness. Time-tested traditional health wisdom and easy, practical, comprehensive health program about diet, nutrition and lifestyle. Pancha Sutras integrates proven practical principles and practices of naturopathy, Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, yoga, modern nutrigenomics, and epigenetics. Surely, by following the Pancha Sutras, we can look forward to a new body and a new life. प्रसन्न आत्म इंद्रिय मनाः स्वास्थ्य इति अभिधायते. Sushruta Samhita. Health according to ancient wisdom and traditions of the world includes physical, mental, emotional and spiritual well-being, so that each individual can live and rise up to their fullest potential. Sarira madhyam khalu dharma sadhanam. Our physical body is where we live and is an instrument to conduct our activities. We have to preserve and care for our bodies with our food, lifestyle and thoughts. Our life's quality depends on our health and well-being, which in turn depends not only on the quality of our thoughts but also on the quality of the food that we eat. Our body is the sacred temple where our soul resides. Today, there is a global epidemic of chronic degenerative diseases, including heart disease and diabetes. According to published research data across the globe, there were less than 1% of the population with diabetes in 1960, while today this has increased to more than 20%. If you include pre-diabetics, it would be above 30% among the urban population today. More than 40% of the urban population has hypertension that leads to heart disease, and over 30% of the urban population is overweight, increasing the susceptibility of many chronic diseases. There is yet another unfortunate trend: the early onset of these chronic diseases. Teenage diabetes is on the rise among urban population. More than 70% of the population, including women and children, suffer from ailments related to micronutrient deficiency. Anemia, vitamin deficiency, hormonal disorders, including thyroid, gastrointestinal disorders, are very common among urban and rural population. Disease not only reduces the quality of life but also creates economic burden. With the rise of the epidemic and early onset of diseases, coupled with ailments related to micronutrient deficiency, it has become more common to be diseased than to be healthy today. Theory of disease. Ancient Greeks believed in misma theory of disease. The mismatic position was that diseases were the product of environmental factors such as contaminated water, polluted air, and poor hygienic conditions. This was the predominant theory of disease transmission before the germ theory of disease took hold in the last decade of the 19th century. Germ theory, popularized by Louis Pasteur and Robert Koch, ruled the roost till recent times. Although it is true for the infectious diseases, it did not address the cause of chronic degenerative diseases. Gene theory believes that because non communicable diseases are rooted in our genes, we are predisposed to particular diseases. This is true to some extent, but did not address a large part of the food, environmental factors, or influences. Where there are communicable diseases, there is genetic predisposition or susceptibility. The truth, according to modern nutrigenomics and epigenetics, is that the modern epidemic rise in chronic degenerative diseases is entirely due to improper diet and lifestyle. In Ayurveda, it is called Ahar and Vihar, causing health or disease. Modern nutrigenomics and epigenetics proves that our diet and collective environment influences the gene expression both positively and negatively. Holistic health. A healthy body, a positive mind, a loving heart, and a spiritual outlook. That is all we need to live life to the fullest potential. Holistic health is actually an approach to life. Rather than focusing on illness or specific parts of body, this ancient approach to health considers the whole person and how we interact with the environment. It emphasizes the holistic connection of mind, body, and spirit. The goal is to achieve maximum well being and holistic health by taking charge of one's own health, including owning responsibility for one's own well being and everyday choices. Ancient healing traditions dating as far back as 5,000 years in India and China stressed on living a healthy way of life in harmony with nature and the five elements. Socrates cautioned us against treating only one part of the body, for the parts can never be well unless the whole is well. Holistic concepts temporarily fell out of favor in Western societies during the 20th century. Scientific medical advances had created a paradigm shift in the concept of health. However, for some conditions, medical cures have been proven more harmful than disease. In addition, many chronic conditions do not respond to scientific medical treatments. It is time to revert to the proven, time tested, holistic approach to health and healing. The holistic principles offer practical options about diet, lifestyle, therapy to meet the growing needs for the health and well-being. A case of blue zoners. You can live life for 100 years with health and fitness even in modern age. Living a longer, healthier, more enjoyable life doesn't come from the practice of a single aspect alone, such as a good diet or even good genes, but accrues from a combination of habits. How does your lifestyle compare to those living in the blue zones? What can you take away from their routines, diets, viewpoints on exercise and beliefs? Researchers have identified that people who live in the blue zones, the five regions in Europe, Latin America, Asia, and the US, have the highest concentrations of centenarians in the world. They are physically active and have social circles that reinforces healthy behaviors. They take time to de-stress. They are part of communities and committed to their families. Blue zone people follow health rules such as stop eating when stomach is 80% full. Eat the smallest meal of the day in the evening. Eat mostly plants, especially beans, and eat meat rarely. People living in the blue zones enjoy physical activity embedded into their daily lives. A sense of purpose, low stress levels, and slow pace of life, strong family and community connections, and a moderate diet and caloric intake, primarily from the plant sources. It may not come as a big surprise that blue zone people live longer, happier lives. We now know that lifestyle elements are major factors to unhealthier life, shorter lives because of sedentary jobs and increased screen time, reduced active recreation, and a diet of highly processed, calorie dense, nutritionally deficient foods, and growing portions of sizes, social isolation, chronic stress. All of these are features of a modern consumer society. Blue Zoners' secret of health and longevity is that they have a holistic approach to health and not just on their nutritional choices. Disease prevention and reversal. It is a popular myth that modern chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart diseases, etc., are rooted in our inherited genes and therefore we cannot prevent chronic diseases and can only manage symptoms. The truth is that the modern science of nutrigenomics has proved that our genes are flexible and not completely fixed. What we eat will have a direct effect on our gene expression. Epigenetics is a science that is proving that a collective environment, including individual lifestyle, also influences gene expression. In Ayurveda, it has been exposed by Charaka, the father of medicine, that Sarve Roga Malayantani, i.e., the etiology of all diseases is collection of toxins in the body, which happens due to faulty diet and an unnatural lifestyle. The modern sciences, nutrigenomics and epigenetics are also proving the common coming of the age of ancient traditional wisdom that most chronic diseases are caused due to our unhealthy diet and lifestyle. And if we change our diet and lifestyle, we can prevent illnesses and restore the body to good health. The human body, on an average, contains 100 trillion cells. And in around a year's time, we replace about 95% of all our cells, excluding the cells that build bones, which takes about 3 to 7 years to renew. We make about 2 billion new cells every day, and in a period of 120 days, we replace all blood cells in our body in the continuous cell renewing process. What we eat has a direct effect on our gene expression. All diseases happen at the cellular level. Hence, if we eat healthy and natural food, we can have an effective renewal of the body, with healthy cells replacing the diseased over a period of time. Herein lies the secret of prevention and reversal of all chronic diseases for gaining perfect health and longevity. What constitutes natural and healthy diet for perfect health? It has been known for a long time that the sages in ancient India survived on just raw fruits and vegetables during long periods of meditation, even facing adverse environmental and weather conditions. A natural question that arises in the mind then is that what is secret lay behind their strength and resilience in the face of such challenging adversities? Even in modern times, we see the blue zoners living healthy for well over 100 years. And it is not just a coincidence that they also consume significant portions of raw vegetables and fruits in their regular diet. The orangutan, a robust animal found mostly in the Indonesian tropical forest, is biologically the closest cousin of human beings. It shares about 99.9% common DNA with us. Scientists studying the orangutan have made some startling observations. The orangutans do not suffer from any of the diseases that we humans are suffering from. And in the light of the increasing epidemic of chronic diseases sabotaging our lives, wouldn't this be just short of any miracle if it can be true for us humans as well? Orangutans are herbivorous, eating mostly fruits, leaves, and roots. Hence, the fact that dawns upon us is that if a robust human like animal does not get diseased as humans do by eating uncooked vegetables and fruits, the same can be true for the humans as well. The logical conclusions that can be drawn from the above biological comparison is that naturally raw vegetarian food is vital for health and well-being of human beings. Important components of food. Vegetables and fruits contain more than 10,000 different types of phytonutrients. There are many health benefits of eating fruits and vegetables in their raw form as compared to when they are cooked or processed, because the nutrient composition changes on heating, thus altering the health benefits drastically. There are certain building blocks in nutrients that our bodies require for proper functioning. Many of these are susceptible to getting destroyed in the cooking process. We benefit from certain foods when eaten raw because the phytonutrients, which are also very sensitive to heat and do not get destroyed. Enzymes are special types of proteins that act as a catalyst for all our body's functions, extracting the maximum amount of vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and essential fatty acids from the food we eat ensure that our bodies have the nutritional building blocks of life to make every physiological process work more efficiently. Digestive enzymes are the most important building blocks of health. They are living nutrients that help bodies break down food from its complex form into simpler forms. These live enzymes help in digestion and synthesis of nutrients. These amazing living nutrients get diminished or denatured in the cooking process. As a result of this, our bodies use up the stock of these enzymes to assimilate the cooked food that we eat, and it needs to be replenished by eating more raw food. All chemical functions in the body meant for the purpose of normal metabolism and detoxification are dependent on enzymes. To produce enzymes, the body needs colloidal minerals of all kinds, the best source of which by far are fresh raw vegetables and fruits. Enzymes are the catalysts manufactured by the living cells of plants and animal tissue to carry out these chemical processes, which allow these cells to continue their existence as a living force. When the enzymes within a seed are destroyed, the seed loses its potency for growth and it described as dead. Hence, whether a food can be declared alive or dead depends on whether the enzymes are present inside it are still alive or have been destroyed. Another important health component of food whose nutrient content gets compromised in the cooking process is vitamins. Water soluble vitamins like C, B1, B5, and folate also gets lost in the cooking process. The anti-cancer properties of glucosinolate, the natural component of vegetable belonging to the cruciferous family, also get destroyed when these vegetables are heated over 112 degree Fahrenheit. Acid alkaline balance with raw vegetables. Significant benefits of eating raw fruits and vegetables include alkalinity, oxygenation, and hydration. All these benefits together boost immunity, lowers the inflammation, and helps in detoxification of the body by raising energy levels. Illnesses and diseases thrive more and propagate faster in an acidic environment, which causes chronic inflammation, thus lowering our body's immunity. Raw foods neutralize acid and keep the body alkaline. Hydration also plays a very important role in balancing alkalinity and aids in the detoxification process. All cooked fruits from acid. Our blood should be ideally be in the pH range of 7.3 to 7.4, slightly alkaline. Eating cooked food will only push our body's system into fighting mode all the time to neutralize this effect. Raw foods are high in nutrients like chlorophyll, which raises the oxygen level in the blood circulating in our body. thereby increasing immunity, improving energy levels, and balancing emotions. Raw as well as cooked foods have their own place in our diet, and both can be enjoyed together by reaping their maximum health benefits. The secret lies in knowing the ratio of the raw and cooked food in our regular diet. We need at least 40% of raw food in our diet on a daily basis. It is important to note that the digestive function plays an important role in absorbing the nutrition from our food for the purpose of assimilating it into our bodies. Proper digestion requires 30% or 40% raw diet, moderate and timely eating habits, and light and early dinner. Corroborative evidence of the unnaturalness of cooking our food, which is also unfavorable for the healthy body, is found in a process known as leukocytosis, an elevation in the number of white blood cells, which happens only after when we have eaten cooked foods. Corroborative evidence of the unnaturalness of cooking our food, which is also unfavorable for a healthy body, is found in a process known as leukocytosis, an elevation in number of white blood cells, which happens only after we have eaten cooked foods. In the field of medicine, an increase in the total number of white blood cells paralleled with a simultaneous disturbance in the percentage of different kinds of white blood cells is a sign of having some form of disease. Biologists have often referred to this condition as digestive leukocytosis, and being unaware of the difference between consequences of eating cooked food and raw food considered it a normal reaction in the digestive process. However, Paul Kochnow, a Nobel Prize nominee from Institute of Clinical Chemistry in Switzerland, conducted more than 300 detailed experiments which confirmed that leukocytosis was the specific effect of eating cooked food and that it never occurred after a meal of raw food. Low level inflammation. Low level inflammation has been found to be the root cause of all modern chronic degenerative diseases. Having cooked and processed acid forming foods without inclusion of raw vegetables and fruits in our diet is the primary cause of low level inflammation in the human body. With 30 to 40% raw food in our diet, we can prevent and reverse low level inflammation in the body to gain perfect health. Elimination of toxins. Raw foods not only eliminate unwanted toxins from digestive system but also promote healthy gut microflora that helps us maintain both physical and mental health. Raw foods also alkalize and purify our blood. The complete spectrum of nutrition. Nature and its laws dictate that each living being should eat to live and enjoy life to the fullest. It is quite obvious that human beings are biologically, physiologically, anatomically designed as herbivores. Our closest cousin, the orangutan, eats raw fruits and vegetables and lives healthy without contracting any chronic degenerative diseases. The secret to disease prevention and reversal is to include 30 to 40% of raw greens, beets, protein rich sprouts, in regular diet and avoid processed food and animal based protein. Evidence of health and wellness in raw fruits and vegetables. Starting in the 1930s, Dr. Edward Howell conducted 55 years of scientific research on humans on the subject of raw foods and enzyme depletion caused by eating cooked food over a lifetime. His groundbreaking studies revealed that enzymes are the catalyst for biological processes, and the life cannot exist without them. He also discovered that while raw living foods team up with enzymes, cooking completely destroys them due to their sensitivity to heat. Specific enzymes present within any given food make the digestion of the food possible. Cooked food not only denatures the food by depleting the enzymes, but eating it also forces the body to steal metabolic enzymes in an attempt to digest the enzyme depleted food. Dr. Howell was able to find a direct correlation between eating enzyme depleted cooked food and the onset of chronic degenerative diseases in humans. Dr. Howell thus concluded that many, if not all, degenerative diseases that humans suffer and die from are caused by the extensive use of enzyme deficient cooked food and processed food. Paul Kuchnov too had reported in his study that the white blood count goes up dramatically on eating cooked foods, indicating its toxic effect on the body. However, the chemical makeup of our blood does not change when the raw food is consumed. In another study conducted in India, Sir Robert Macpherson fed monkeys their unusual diet, but in cooked form, all the previously healthy monkeys developed severe intestinal problems. The autopsies revealed gastric and intestinal ulcers. In the subsequent experiments on rats and Hansa people, Macpherson concluded that a natural raw food and healthy bodily activity is the best defense against degenerative diseases. A cardiac surgeon at hospital in Cleveland, Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, also reported similar findings. In his study in a group of 200 patients who had contracted coronary artery disease, 90% experienced improvement or resolution of symptoms with an administration of a regular vegetarian diet including sumptuous amount of raw fruits and vegetables. The results of this evaluation provides further evidence that a vegetarian diet with raw fruits and vegetables may prevent, halt, and reverse cardiovascular diseases. This process of halting and reversing cardiovascular diseases have been validated with a high probability in epidemiological studies, including those of wartime deprivation, their previous non controlled study, as well as both randomized and non randomized controlled studies with a similar vegetarian diet. Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn has written a book titled Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease and inspired and treated thousands suffering from cardiovascular diseases by prescribing them a conscious vegetarian diet. Conclusion. In my own personal experience, I have seen hundreds of patients suffering from chronic degenerative diseases recovering completely with natural diet. Within a period of 4 to 6 months, most patients over 60 years could walk, and without any trouble, they gained a level of fitness they could even go to Kailas Manas Sarovar on a pilgrimage. With a healthy natural diet, they can achieve an amazing level of fitness which they have never imagined for themselves earlier. The Pancha Sutra health system includes superfoods, smoothies containing coriander, mint, beetroot, and a fistful of green gram sprouts consumed on daily basis. Additionally, consuming a few other superfoods to fulfill our daily nutritional needs helps in gaining perfect health. Pancha Sutras. Pancha Sutras are designed to prevent and reverse modern chronic degenerative disorders. The first among the Pancha Sutras is Amritaharam, which is nothing but to rejuvenate every single cell in our body. To be robust and healthy, cells in our body needs full spectrum of micronutrients found in natural raw vegetables, fruits and sprouts. As it has been already understood in the earlier chapter, cooked food does not contain the complete spectrum of nutrition and deprives our body of essential nutrition. The best and the easiest way to consume raw vegetables is in the form of green smoothie or juice, so that our digestive system can easily absorb all the nutrients available. Greens and root vegetables can easily combined to make smoothies or juice. Among all greens, coriander and mint are considered superfoods containing antioxidants and known to boost metabolism. Among all vegetables, roots, beetroot is considered as superfood with rich nutrition and blood enriching qualities. One can consume 2 to 3 glasses of vegetable smoothie on daily basis. Smoothies contain most vitamins and minerals we need and have fewer calories and low fat. Vegetable smoothies increase our fiber intake and help protect us from diseases. Dark and leafy greens are rich in source of vitamin A, C, K and folate, as well as minerals such as calcium, iron, magnesium and potassium. Preparing a raw vegetable smoothie for breakfast or a snack can help us eat our raw veggies without tasting them. High speed blenders can puree harder vegetables like beetroot and carrot. One can also mix small amounts of aloe vera juice in smoothies. You can also add a pinch of triphala or cumin, jeera powder we call it, turmeric and sainda lavan to enhance health benefits. One can also mix carrots in the smoothie, but carrots do not suit everyone, especially anyone with vata constitution of body. Other vegetables like gourds, pumpkins are not suitable to be consumed in raw form. We should avoid mixing greens with fruits of any kind in smoothies as it disrupts the digestion since it is considered viruddhahara, contradicting food. Also, mixing palak and other greens in smoothies should be avoided as they contain oxalates. However, we can eat them in cooked form. Sprouts. The best quality of protein for human body is present in the form of sprouts. The quality of protein in beans, nuts, seeds, or grains magnifies considerably when they are sprouted. Proteins change during the soaking and sprouting process, improving its nutritional value. The fiber content of beans, nuts, seeds, or grains increase substantially as well. Fiber is crucial to obtaining optimum body weight. The energy contained in the seeds, grains, nuts, and legumes is ignited through soaking and sprouting them. Sprouts are alkalizing to our body. Many illnesses, including cancers, have been linked to excess acidity in the body. Sprouts not only provide protein but also repair and rejuvenate body cells. As our DNA is composed of protein, sprouts are fundamental for robust and healthy cell formation. Among all kinds of pulses and lentils, green gram sprouts or moong dal are considered as superfood. Sprouts provide the best quality of protein for the body, along with antioxidants. The mung beans are native to India and considered to be one of the most cherished foods in the ancient Indian Ayurvedic practice, which has been a traditional form of medicine since 1500 BC. One must chew sprouts thoroughly so that they are easily digested. Green gram sprouts are the easiest to digest when compared with other beans. Green gram sprouts contain a rich source of nutrients including manganese, potassium, magnesium, folate, copper, zinc, and various vitamins such as B, K, C, iron, and starch and dietary fiber. Green gram sprouts are a rich source of folate and B vitamin that is critical for creating DNA, producing and maintaining new cells, and keeping red blood cells healthy. Sprouted peanuts, soybean, cowpea, chana gram, etc. are not suitable. Including them in one's diet depends on one's age, metabolic capacity, and body's constitution. It is better to avoid them. The second sutra, trace minerals. Every second, every day, our body relies on ionic minerals or trace minerals to conduct and generate billions of tiny electrical impulses, without which not even a single muscle would be able to function, including our heart. Our brain would also not function, and the cells would not be able to use osmosis to balance our water pressure and absorb nutrients. The body needs many minerals. These are also called essential minerals. Essential minerals are sometimes divided into major minerals or macro minerals and trace minerals or micro minerals. Both these groups of minerals are equally important, but trace minerals are needed in smaller amounts compared to major minerals. The amounts needed in the body are not an indication of their importance, though. If we want our bodies to function properly, we need the full spectrum of salts, complete with all natural elements. Trace minerals are important as they serve important functions like helping the brain and nerves send electrical impulses. Trace minerals are cofactors in hormone production and function. They are essential in all functions at cellular level, including metabolism. Modern soils. Traditionally, fresh grains, fruits, and vegetables grown in nutrient rich soil have been the primary source of supply of the full spectrum of ionic minerals. Unfortunately, in today's world, naturally occurring nutrient rich soil, which has not been tampered by humans, is rarely found. Conventional modern chemical farming techniques have brought many of the earth's minerals to the surface where they have been washed away by soil erosion. The soil meant for agriculture purposes in present time is almost completely depleted of trace minerals, which are essential for our daily intake. When the natural soil ecosystem is loaded with chemicals, it gets destroyed, and the process of synthesis of trace minerals from the soil to the plant gets disrupted. Artificially synthesized fertilizers are routinely applied to the farm and fields where minerals have been depleted. However, man made fertilizers provide only enough mineral substances to support general plant life. Numerous trace minerals essential for the human life do not get replenished. This is the most important aspect. Common salt. Common refined table salt, which we use today, is different from natural salt. Table salt is actually 97.5% sodium chloride and 2.5% chemicals, such as moisture absorbent and iodine. Dried at over 1200 degrees Fahrenheit, the excessive heat alters the natural structure of the salt. It does not contain all the micro minerals required for the required by our body on daily basis. Processed salt crystals are also found to be energetically dead as their crystals gets completely isolated from other. For the body to metabolize chemical table salt, it must dissipate tremendous amount of energy to keep the body at optimum fluid balance. This creates a burden on the elimination system of the body. Water is removed from the other cells in an attempt to neutralize the unnatural sodium chloride. Studies show that for each gram of table salt that our system cannot process, our body will use over 20 times the amount of cellular water to neutralize the sodium chloride in chemically treated salt, leading to many health issues. Sea salt. Many people believe that sea salt is a healthy alternative to table salt, but this is no longer the case. The oceans are being used as dumping grounds for harmful toxic chemicals and microplastic particles. Salt extracted from our seas is no longer safe. Pink Himalayan rock salt or Saintha Namak. Himalayan crystal salt offers all the natural elements original to its source. The very same elements found existing in the primal sea. Himalayan salt contains about 84 trace minerals and electrolytes, including calcium, iodine, potassium, magnesium, and iron. Himalayan pink salt and other natural salts are vital for functioning of the organs and hormones. Himalayan salt is millions of years old and pure, untouched by many of the toxins and pollutants that pervade other forms of ocean salt. Also known in the Himalayas as white gold. Himalayan crystal salt contains the same 84 natural minerals and elements found in the human body. This form of salt has been maturing over the past 250 million years under intense tectonic pressure and is created in an environment of zero exposure to toxins and impurities. The Himalayan salt's unique cellular structure allows it to store vibrational energy. Its minerals exist in a colloidal form, implying that they are tiny enough for, for our body's cells to get easily absorbed by them. Modern Indians probably consume more salt than any country in the world. Salt is vital for health and well being, but excess usage of salt is not good for health. Modern Indians probably consume more salt than in any other country in this world. Salt is vital for health and well being, but excess usage is not good for health. It is also not good for nutrient absorption, metabolism, and respiration. In traditional practices, salt is not used in food prepared in Puri Jagannath temple and Rameshwaram temples in India. And people who visit there and live in surrounding areas do not add salt to their food. Most Middle East recipes also include very little salt, if any. We need less than half teaspoon of total salt on daily basis for health and well-being. Himalayan rock salt also has an advantage of being the best in taste, and its flavor enhances the quality of all foods. The third sutra, it is called essential fats. The human body can synthesize most of the fats it needs from the diet. However, two essential fatty acids like linoleic omega 6 and alpha linoleic omega 3 cannot be synthesized in the body and must be obtained from the food. These basic facts are found in plant foods. Omega 3 and omega 6 fatty acids are important in the normal functioning of all organs and hormone system of the body. Deficiencies in these fatty acids lead to a host of symptoms and disorders, including abnormalities in the liver and kidneys, reduces growth rates, weakened immune function, depression, and mental health. Adequate intake of the essential fatty acids results in numerous health benefits. Healthy omega 3 fatty acid levels have also been associated with decreased cancer risk. It is not only important to incorporate good sources of omega 3 and omega 6 in our diet, but also to consume these fatty acids in a proper ratio. Omega 6 fatty acids compete with omega 3 fatty acids for getting utilized in the body, and therefore excessive intake of omega 6 fatty acids can inhibit the omega 3s. Ideally, the ratio of omega 3 to omega 6 is about 2:1, and the ratio we consume in our diet is about 1:20. This imbalance is due to reliance on processed foods and refined oils, which are now common in the modern diet. Almost everyone surviving on the modern diet is found to be deficient in omega 3 fats. A lower omega 6 to omega 3 ratio is desirable for reducing the risk of many chronic diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, obesity, hormonal diseases, and depression. To combat this issue, it is necessary to eat low-fat diet with minimal processed food which have naturally occurring omega 3 fatty acids. Humans were never exposed to these oils until very recently on an evolutionary scale because we did not have the technology to process them. Omega 6 and omega 3 fatty acids are biologically active, and human needs to eat them in a certain balance to function optimally. Excess omega 6 in our cell membranes are prone to harmful chain reactions. Omega 3 and omega 6 fatty acids are used to make substances called eicosanoids in our body. These are modified fatty acids that sit in the cell membrane. They play a crucial role in our body functions like cellular messaging, immunity, and inflammation. These different fatty acids compete with each other. The more omega 6 we have, the more omega 3 we need, and less omega 6 we have, and less omega 3 we need. Having high omega 6 and low omega 3 is an invitation for disease. Omega 6 and omega 3 fatty acids biologically active, and human needs to eat them in a certain balance to function optimally. Bad fats. The worst type of dietary fats are the kind known as saturated, refined, and trans fat. Saturated fats, all fats of animal origin, including eggs. Refined fats, many people perceive vegetable oils as healthy. It may be due to the word vegetable attached to them. Even the mainstream nutrition organization recommend that we eat them, because according to them, unsaturated fats are much healthier than the saturated fats. However, many studies now demonstrated that these refined oils can cause serious harm. The composition of the fatty acids in them is different than anything we were ever exposed to throughout evolution. This is leading to physiological changes within our bodies and contributing to multiple diseases. Trans fats. It is a byproduct of a process called hydrogenation, which is used to turn healthy oils into solids to prevent them from becoming rancid. When vegetable oil is heated in the presence of hydrogen and heavy metal catalysts such as palladium, hydrogen atoms are added to the carbon chain, turn oils into solids. This makes healthy vegetable oils more similar to not so healthy unsaturated fats. On food label ingredients lists, this manufactured substance is typically listed as partially hydrogenated oil. These are just one molecule away from being plastic. Eating foods rich in trans fat increases the amount of harmful low density lipoprotein cholesterol in the bloodstream and reduces the amount of beneficial high density lipoprotein cholesterol. Trans fats create inflammation, which is linked to heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and other chronic conditions. They contribute to insulin resistance, which increases the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Research from the Harvard School of Public Health and elsewhere indicate that trans fats can harm health when consumed in even small amounts. For every 2% of calories from trans fat consumed daily, the risk of heart diseases increases by 23%. Trans fats have no known health benefits, and it can be said that there is no safe level of consumption of trans fats. Good fats. Good fats are unsaturated fats, unrefined, cold pressed fats found mainly in nuts and seeds. They differ from saturated fats in having a fewer hydrogen atoms bonded to their carbon chain, derived from animal source. There are two broad categories of beneficial fats: monosaturated and polysaturated. Mono and polysaturated fats. There is good chance of oil we are using to be polysaturated fat. Rice bran oil, sunflower oil, and safflower oils are common examples of polysaturated fats. They are also essential fats, which implies that they are required for normal body function. but our bodies cannot produce them. Hence, we must get them from food. Polysaturated fats are used to build cell membrane and covering of the nerves. They are needed for blood clotting, muscle movement, and inflammation. There are two main kinds of polysaturated fats, omega 3 fatty acids and omega 6 fatty acids. The number refers to the distance between the beginning of the carbon chain and the first double bond. Both these types of polysaturated fats offer health benefits. Eating unrefined polysaturated fats instead of saturated fats or refined fats reduces harmful LDL cholesterol and improves the cholesterol profile. It also lowers triglycerides. Good sources of omega 3 fatty acids include flax seeds, faluda, and walnuts. Omega 3 fatty acids may help prevent, even treat reverse heart disease and stroke. In addition to reducing blood pressure, raising HDL, and lowering the triglycerides, polysaturated fats may help prevent lethal heart rhythms from arising. Evidence also suggests that they may help reduce the need for corticosteroids medications in people with rheumatoid arthritis. Studies linking omega 3 to a wide range of other health improvements, including reducing risk of dementia. Evidence also suggests that they may help reduce the need for corticosteroids medications in people with rheumatoid arthritis. Omega 6 fatty acids have also been linked to protect against heart disease. Foods rich in leonic acid and other omega 3 6 fatty acids include vegetable oils such as unrefined, cold pressed raw sesame or rice bran, safflower, coconut, and sunflower oils. Moderate amount of traditionally prepared ghee from the cow's milk is a super healthy fat one can use. Conclusion: the ratio of omega 3 to omega 6 oils is very important. The desirable good ratio should be 5:1. Use unrefined cold pressed raw oils including sesame, safflower, rice bran, coconut, and sunflower oils. Good amounts of flax seeds, faluda, and walnuts are a must as they contain omega 3 fatty acids. Moderate amounts of traditionally prepared ghee from the cow's milk is good not only for the body but also for the mind and heart. Ghee is rich in the oils soluble vitamin Ghee is rich in the oil soluble vitamins A and E. Ghee is rich in K2 and CLA, an antioxidant with antiviral properties. Ghee is rich in medium chain fatty acids which are absorbed directly by the liver and burned as energy. Ghee is rich in butyric acid, a short chain fatty acid. Beneficial intestinal bacteria converts fiber into butyric acid and then uses it for energy and intestinal wall support. Ayurvedic physicians have been using ghee for centuries to decrease inflammation, promote digestion, health, and weight loss. Avoid all non-vegetarian sources of fats, including eggs, and absolutely no refined oils of any kind, including vegetable oils, trans fats, and hydrogenated oils. Fourth Sutra: Grains and Beans. We as humans have been eating grains and beans for centuries. There are innumerable varieties of grains and beans in this world. After the modern chemical agriculture revolution, most of these varieties are not part of the diet of most populations in the world and have been reduced to mere rice, wheat, and corn, coupled with refining system giving rise to nutritional deficiencies and causing an epidemic of chronic degenerative diseases around the world. Grains. For thousands of years, a wide variety of millets have been cultivated around the world, mostly in Asia and Africa. Millets are a group of small seed grasses that were cultivated in the East Asia as far back as 10,000 years. According to archaeologists, surprisingly, cultivation of the millets in prehistoric times was more prevalent than even rice, particularly in what is now China and the Korean peninsula. Millets including foxtail millet, finger millet, pearl millet, barnyard millet, sorghum, little millet, kudo millet, and other varieties of local millets are prevalent in Asia and mainly in India. In the recent times, millets are used as a nutritional cereal grown in semi dry areas of Asia and Africa. Millets have a short growing season, can withstand dry and high temperature conditions, and yet yield well. Millets are gluten free, highly nutritious, and need very little water for their production. Have short growing period under dry and high temperature conditions, and that is why in India, Africa, Asia, millets are more popular. Millet crops do not attract any pests. Generally, they have no or low fertilizer usage. Some of the best health benefits of millets include its ability to protect our heart health, protection from diabetes, improvement of our digestion system, lowering our risk of cancer, detoxification of the body, boosting of respiratory health, optimizing our immune system, increase of our energy levels, and improvement of our muscle and nerve health. Millets is one of the few grains that is alkalizing to the body. Millets were needed one of the oldest foods known to humans, but they were discarded in the favor of wheat and rice with the advent of urbanization and industrialization. With diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases running rampant as gift of newly acquired lifestyles, millets have returned as viable option to live a healthy life without consuming loads of anti-diabetic, anti-hypertensive medication that are not only very expensive but also have serious side effects in the long run. Indeed, millets acts as probiotic feeding microflora in our inner ecosystem. Having millets will hydrate our colon to keep us from being constipated. Magnesium present in millets can help reduce the effects of migraines, heart attack. Niacin in millets can help lower cholesterol. Millet consumption decreases triglycerides and C-reactive protein, thereby preventing cardiovascular diseases. All millet varieties show high antioxidant activity. Millets are gluten-free and non-allergic. Above all, millets add high protein content in the vegetarian diet. Good grains. Millets: foxtail millet, finger millet, and sorghum. Good grains. Millets: foxtail millet, finger millet, sorghum, etc. Red rice, old variety brown rice. Processing and preparation. All millets must be soaked overnight or malted or fermented to enrich nutritional value. Rice should be soaked overnight and starch must be removed completely. Otherwise, it will increase the chances of diabetes and obesity. Beans. Among all groups of food commonly eaten worldwide, no group has a more healthy, supportive mix of protein plus fiber than beans or legumes. Beans. Among all groups of food commonly eaten worldwide, no group has more health supportive mix of protein plus fiber than legumes or beans. From a single cup of serving of beans, we get nearly 15 grams of fiber and 15 grams of protein, nearly half of the daily value and equivalent to the amount of protein present in 2 ounces of a meat like chicken or a fish like salmon. We don't find this outstanding protein fiber combination in any other fruits, vegetables, grains, meats, dairy product, nuts and seeds or seafood. The almost magical protein fiber combination in the legumes explains the important aspect of its health benefit for the digestive tract, the blood sugar regulatory system, and the cardiovascular system. Leguminous beans contain an impressive array of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory phytonutrients. Beans intake reduces risk of certain cancers, especially colon cancer. Chronic excessive oxidative stress and chronic excessive inflammation are both risk factors for the development of many cancer types. By increasing the body's supply of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory nutrients, beans may be able to help lower cancer risk. Best studies from a research standpoint is the antioxidant content of green beans in addition to the conventional antioxidant nutrients like vitamin C and beta carotene. Green beans contain important amounts of the antioxidant mineral manganese. But the area of phytonutrients is where green beans really shine through in their antioxidant value. Green beans contain a wide variety of carotenoids, flavonoids, and other trace nutrients shown to have health supportive antioxidant properties. In addition to the overall antioxidant capacity of the green beans has been measured in several research studies. Good beans. Green beans include string, French, mung, kidney, and red gram and cowpea. Bad beans, black gram, and soybean and horse gram. Processing and preparation. Green beans can be steamed cooked. Other beans must be soaked before cooking to enrich nutrition and reduce digestion suppressors such as anti-nutrients. Some beans such as mung should be sprouted to enrich nutritional value and make it living protein, the healthiest protein for the humans. Beans should not be milled or processed in any form like dal. They lose most nutritional value and become unhealthy. By increasing the body's supply of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory nutrients, beans may be able to help lower cancer risk. Best studies from a research standpoint is the antioxidant content of green beans in addition to the conventional antioxidant nutrients like vitamin C and beta carotene. Green beans contain important amounts of the antioxidant mineral manganese. But the area of phytonutrients is where green beans really shine through in their antioxidant value. Green beans contain a wide variety of carotenoids, flavonoids, and other trace nutrients shown to have health supportive antioxidant properties. In addition to the overall antioxidant capacity of the green beans has been measured in several research studies. Good beans. Green beans include string, French, mung, kidney, and red gram and cowpea. Bad beans, black gram, and soybean and horse gram. Processing and preparation. Green beans can be steamed cooked. Other beans must be soaked before cooking to enrich nutrition and reduce digestion suppressors such as anti-nutrients. Some beans such as mung should be sprouted to enrich nutritional value and make it living protein, the healthiest protein for the humans. Beans should not be milled or processed in any form like dal. They lose most nutritional value and become unhealthy. The fifth sutra, metabolism. What is metabolism? Metabolism is the set of life-sustaining chemical transformations within the cells of living organisms. During metabolism, two activities occur at the same time: the building up of body, tissue, and the storage of energy. We call it anabolism or catabolism. Metabolism is a balancing act of both of these processes. Metabolism is likely closely linked to nutrition and availability of nutrients. Bioenergetics is a term that is described the biochemical or metabolic pathways by which the cell ultimately obtains energy. Energy formation is one of the vital components of metabolism. An understanding of metabolic pathways based solely on biochemistry would underestimate the pervasive role of metabolism in essentially every aspect of biology. It is evident from the recent research findings that many human diseases involve abnormal metabolic states that is perturbed normal physiology and lead to severe tissue dysfunction leading to ill health. In Ayurveda, metabolism has been given the highest importance. If metabolism is not proper, there would be a buildup of ama, toxins in the body leading to ill health. As it has been stated in Ashtanga Hridaya Samhita, the digestive fire in the intestines is the root of all the digestive fires in the body. As it causes the increase or decrease of elemental and tissue digestive fires, it should be treated with great care. Digestion. The gastrointestinal tract releases a multitude of gastric juices, including enzymes, to help regulate the digestive process. Digestion is a catabolic, metabolic, or breaking down of large insoluble food molecules into smaller water soluble food molecules, which can be easily absorbed into the watery blood plasma. These similar food substances get absorbed into bloodstream through the small intestines. When the food is fully digested, it is absorbed into blood, and 95% of absorption of nutrients occur in the small intestine. Water and minerals are absorbed back into the blood in colon. Some vitamins produced by bacteria in the colon are also absorbed in the blood in the colon. Cell level metabolism. Food enters the bloodstream after the digestion, from where it gets transported to all cells in the human body. Biochemical reactions of the metabolism at the cell level are organized into metabolic pathways. These allow basic chemicals from our nutrition to be transformed through a series of steps into another chemicals, which with the help of the sequence of enzymes. Enzymes are crucial to metabolism because they allow the organism to drive desirable reactions that require energy. These reactions too are coupled with those that release energy. As enzymes act as catalysts, they allow these reactions to proceed quickly and efficiently. Why metabolism is important? Metabolism is the foundation of health and well being. Why metabolism is important? Metabolism is the foundation of health and well being. Improper metabolism leads to a building up of toxins in our body, disrupts natural regeneration, and produces low energy and ultimately causes ill health. Pancha Sutras are designed to prevent and reverse all chronic degenerative disorders. The first sutra being Amritahara, the second sutra being Trace Mineral Sutra, the third sutra being Essential Fatty Acid Sutra, the fourth sutra being Millets and Pulses, the fifth sutra being Metabolism. The book contains detailed information and recipes related to all these 5 sutras. We all have the capacity to achieve perfect health regardless of our age and current ailments. Holistic living with Pancha Sutra is the secret to rising our physical and mental well-being to its highest possible level, thereby living with good health, peace and joy. Ancient wisdom that has stood the trials of time, along with consciously made simple changes to our diet and lifestyle, will complement our body's natural ability to restore health, fitness and thereby longevity. Today, we see chronic degenerative health ailments rising in epidemic proportions. By practicing these Pancha Sutra principles, we can effectively overcome this and become role models for the younger generation to follow. It is imperative that we guide and educate our children about the values of good health and lead them to the path of physical and mental well-being and a holistic living. I sincerely encourage you to practice these Pancha Sutras and evolve into a new body and new life. With blessings and best wishes from Dr. Muralidhar Acharya.